Thank you LEGO for sending this set for review. Blacktron fans' voices were heard after the release of last year's gift with purchase set, Blacktron Cruiser. So 38 years later, the theme makes a comeback with an actual retail product people can buy, the Icons Blacktron Renegade, and the reception, judging by the comments on my interview video from yesterday, has been incredibly positive. But as I've said in that interview, classic space themes don't do much for me personally, so this review will for sure be an interesting one. The LEGO Blacktron Renegade model is a straight upgrade to the product of the same name from 1987, that will, for the most part, contain most of the play features the old one had, but at a much larger scale. In terms of minifigures, it has 3 instead of the 2, though the design was kept exactly the same, with the simple white on black features and the classic smiley face. On top of those 3 characters, there's also a simple robot build that feels dated given the piece choices. It's clearly a nostalgia-driven product, so I guess fans will like it. Same with the spaceship itself, with its mostly black and yellow color scheme. As I said before, it doesn't do much for me, as I didn't play with Blacktron in my childhood, but what I do like is the asymmetrical design that is definitely a fresh take on LEGO spaceships we don't get to see that often. The cockpit area is very spacious, with enough room for 2 minifigures, and has a couple printed pieces done in this style of the classic ones, which is great to see, as is the flag piece at the front with yet another print. Happy to disclose that this set contains 0 stickers, as all LEGO sets should. The large cockpit windscreen, however, has some light scratches due to being packed together with other LEGO pieces, so that unfortunately is a bit of a downside quality-wise. I do like the use of the support pieces sideways for a bit of a rough and scrap metal look of the ship. Same with these ones right here that do give the model the classic space vibe, as do more prints done in the exact same fashion as the ones from the Renegade from '87. Now, one of the prominent features of that model was the ability to separate into different modules for extra play, and that also holds true in here. So above the wings, there's 2 flyer devices that can be flown by 1 minifigure each, having the triangle flag pieces to mimic the shape of the Blacktron logo, which is cool. On top of that, the cockpit section, this block here, and the 2 engines on the back all come apart, that with the type of connections that are in place, allow you to combine the modules like so for some sort of drone in here, and a proper cruiser on the other hand, that does have a pair of wings that deploy. I do wish they were bigger though, as they feel way too small for the size of the cockpit. If you remember, the gift with purchase set had a similar modular system going on, and I was really excited at the prospect of combining modules of both sets for extra play, which is kinda possible with the cockpit section since the connections fit. Same with the cargo hold module if placed between the gift with purchase cockpit and the Renegade, though I would not recommend this since the cargo hold starts sagging a bit and does not hold up well with all the weight. The gift with purchase set cockpit will also fit with all 4 modules that come off of the Renegade, with these 3 making a lot more sense than a double cockpit combination. So all in all, this is cool, and I see no reason why they couldn't have gone with the exact same system on both sets for maximum compatibility. Back to the Renegade, there's still a few more play features to look at. 2 detachable energy cores, retractable landing gear, and the highlight of it all, the drop function to release the rover. There's this linkage system that is triggered by moving these cone elements either side, which is such a simple but clever feature that makes this a great play set if you think of it that way. What's even better is the fact that you can pick it up just as easily as you dropped it, provided the landing gear is retracted, and to do so you simply look at the printed tiles as guides and align them with these shapes the rover has on its sides for a clean pickup. Really cool stuff. The rover itself is a simple yet bulky build that I actually like a lot. Some classic tools above and room for minifigures, the robot or cargo, and the cockpit at the front opens like so for the driver to go inside, where a few more of those printed slopes for controls and communications can be found. different. There's a lot going on here, and even though I couldn't care less for Blacktron, I really like the play, having kids in mind almost. As stated by the designer, the build flow was also taken into account as a family type of experience, where the complex build can be tackled by the adult, while the smaller and simpler ones by a kid, given how the set includes 2 separate building instructions, very much so like the Winter Village sets always do. And speaking of the instructions, the smaller booklet goes over the usual icons information about the story of the model and a few words from the designer, but the interesting thing about it is the fact that it points out to an alternate set of instructions available online for you to build the Alienator B model instead, shown to me by the designer in the interview I had with him, which is really cool and offers even more play to this set, and reasons for Blacktron fans to buy at least 2 copies of the product to relive their childhood memories. This was also the case with the Galaxy Explorer from 2022, having 2 alternate models referencing older LEGO products, so there's clearly a trend here, and both of these sets pair really well side by side. Given the fact that LEGO pursued Blacktron after all these years and Classic Space a few years prior, it wouldn't be that crazy to see a few more Classic Space-themed LEGO remakes eating the shelves in the future, so personally, I'd love to see some UFO, Insectoids and Explorian remakes. It is a shame though that the Blacktron Renegade did not follow the same style of classic-style box the Blacktron Cruiser or the Galaxy Explorer sets had, right? That would have been the cherry on top of the cake for Blacktron fans, I think. And we gotta talk about the price. For a set that packs close to 1200 pieces, the retail price of $100 feels about right. I'm personally still not sure of how popular this model will be sales-wise. The look is clearly dated in my eyes and maybe not that appealing to today's standards. There's lots of Blacktron fans out there, clearly, but enough to make this a successful product? Time will tell. Maybe later down the line people will be able to grab this from a large retailer in the US for 50% off, like they did with the Galaxy Explorer a while back, which should answer that question for us. With all of that, I have to say that I don't love the Blacktron Renegade model, as it does nothing for me nostalgia-wise, the looks don't impress me as well, and the build, despite having a few inspired moments here and there, was nothing out of this world building techniques-wise. It was quite a simple build, which on the other hand aligns well with the classic style vibe it's inspired by, so good job there. And I do like the modularity system and play features which really are great. Would love to know what you all think of it though down in the comments section below. It will be available for purchase in January along many other products which won't make anyone's lives easier as far as purchasing decisions go, including the entire Harry Potter range of products I'll be reviewing soon, so keep an eye out for that. Thanks for watching and I'll see you all in the next one.